Hi friends, Kylie with Peony and Pine Collective. Today my whole space is going to be based on my journey as a high volume liquidation live seller, moving into intentional static selling and curated chaos. Have you ever looked around your business and realized you have built and created something that you secretly hate? Because that's exactly where I found myself at the end of 2025. I was running high volume liquidation, live selling for hours a day and multiple days a week, constantly chasing numbers, constantly hustling, and constantly moving inventory and still barely making any money. And the wild part is, from the outside, I looked wildly successful. But behind the scenes, I was exhausted, overwhelmed, drowning in inventory, and stuck in the reseller hamster wheel. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a reseller, a business owner, a mom of a 12-year-old son, a wife, a chaos curator, and someone who has spent the last several years trying to figure out how to build a business that actually supports my life instead of consuming it. I started liquidation live selling because honestly, it felt fast. Fast money, fast inventory turnover, fast growth. And platforms like Whatnot made it really easy to get addicted to the volume. The problem is, the volume can trick you into thinking you're profitable. I was caught in the cycle that sellers know way too well. Buy more inventory, run longer shows, lower prices to keep the momentum, sell more pieces, ship the packages, and turn the camera on tomorrow and repeat. And eventually, I was doing massive amounts of work for what felt like pocket change. Like selling a shirt for $5 sounds great until you factor in the cost of goods, the platform fees, the shipping supplies, shipping adjustments, time sourcing, time prepping, time being live. And suddenly you realized you've worked for 14 hours for pennies. But because inventory was moving, I was successful. There came a point where my entire business started to feel reactive instead of intentional. I wasn't curating, I wasn't building a brand, I wasn't even enjoying getting shipments in anymore. I was just feeding the machine. And mentally, it was chaos. Absolute chaos. The pressure to constantly show up live, even when you're exhausted and burnt out. The pressure to entertain, to keep the pieces low enough and prices low enough, to trigger bidding wars that you hope would come. It turned reselling into survival. And honestly, I think a lot of resellers are quietly feeling that right now. The market is so oversaturated with sellers, volume sellers, that we're all fighting for the same buyers. And that's going to get me some hate, but it's the truth. So I started to ask myself some really uncomfortable questions. Number one, why am I doing this? Number one, and what if I stopped chasing volume and started building value? That question changed everything for me. Everything. I started to pay attention to things I didn't before. Instead of buying massive and giant loads of liquidation with mediocre inventory, expired items, things you couldn't sell, things you sat on for months because you couldn't sell them, or getting pallets in of the same green sequence dress in the same size that only one showgirl in Vegas would ever wear 25 years ago, it hit me. I started to thrift with intention. I started to pay attention to fabric quality, to style aesthetics, to brand consistency, trend cycles, timeless pieces, and actually what fits my audience. Instead of trying to sell 100, 200, 600 things for $5, I started to realize I would much rather sell one piece for 40. Because honestly, the truth behind curated thrifting and selling is that it gives you time to breathe. It gives you time to breathe. It gives you room to create. It gives you room to style, to photograph, to build repeat buyers because your stuff is specific for them. It actually develops a recognizable brand instead of just becoming another endless scrolling auction. Peony and Pine Collective is a place to shop because she has X, Y, and Z, not because she has the lowest prices. And that's what led me to static selling. Now, static selling is platform selling. eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, all the things, my Whatnot bin, all the things. It's the making money while I sleep. It is your listings working while you sleep. Your inventory has the right time frame to find the right buyer. You're no longer dependent on being live to earn an income. And honestly, it brought peace back to my business and to me and to my family. I stopped feeling like I had to perform 8, 10 hours a day. And now I can focus on building a storefront, a brand, building SEOs, improving photography, understanding keywords, and creating a shopping experience that reflects me. Now, don't get me wrong, I do not regret live selling at all. And I'm down to 1 day a week plus supportive raid trains with other sellers on the Whatnot platform. Live selling taught me speed. It taught me confidence. It taught me interaction, customer engagement. But I also learned that bigger sales numbers do not equal better business. Profit matters. Peace matters. Sustainability matters. And if your business only works when you're running yourself into the ground, it might be time to pivot. So if you are a reseller feeling stuck in the live selling hamster wheel, now mind you, I've been doing this for 4+ years. This is your reminder that you're allowed to evolve. You're allowed to change your business model. You're allowed to outgrow survival mode, and you're allowed to build something slower, more intentional income. Right now, I am rebuilding my business, curated thrifting, static selling, branding, long-term stability. And honestly, this feels more aligned than anything I've done in my entire life. If you're on a similar journey, let me know in the comments. Are you still loving live selling? Are you burnt out? Are you pivoting too? Are you blending it all together with static selling, live selling, all the things? And if you want to follow the chaos, the business rebuild, the reseller reality behind the scenes, give me a bookmark and a follow, and let me know your comments below.